Hello, fellow fellowers, and welcome to FanZcene. And this is the Physical Media Show, episode 4. Tonight with me, as usual, is Runner and Tom. We do need to get a fourth guy on here eventually. But welcome, guys. Glad to have you guys back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's fun. I like, I really like the show, the way that we've started it, and, just like sharing physical media and stuff. So, for everybody that's been waiting and for everybody that's ready, Runner, let's hit you up. What's your first physical media brought of the night?
All right. This first one, going back to childhood alley, Teen Titans.
Oh, the old cartoon from Cartoon Network.
Yeah, the good one, not Teen Titans Go, not that garbage.
You got it on Blu-ray too.
Yeah, I do. The complete series.
That's awesome. I used to watch that with my nephew. He really liked that one. He does not much care for the new the new one at all.
It's so bad. I don't understand it. It's so dumb. The original one will always be the best.
I will say I liked it. It was all right for what I saw of it. I was always much more of an original the Justice League Cartoon Network show and stuff.
Oh yeah. So. I mean, yeah, those older ones like Batman the Animated Series and the Justice League cartoon, those are better. But like, the Teen Titans show is its like own thing. So yeah. I'm not gonna like put it on that level, but I really enjoyed it.
It was good. It was good for what it was, and I know Bruce Timm actually tried to work on it a little bit as well.
That was great entertainment for me, anyway.
Yeah. So, hail to the chat. Welcome for showing up, Eugene Rawls, Death by Saber, Tyrell72, and Tyrell72 says, "Hello." Sorry, I messed that up. Hello, all. Great to see you here again. It's fun to see you guys share your awesome collections. And it's great to show them with you guys. I'm glad you guys enjoy watching them. I'm glad. Tom, if you're ready for your first one of the night, you want to go?
Sure. I don't have this one up here to go on camera, so I'm just gonna say it. I got I got Nobody in 4K.
Oh, I have not seen it. Is it a good one?
It was pretty good. It's been a little overhyped. It was decent. It was kind of like a somewhat comedic version of like John Wick meets Long Kiss Goodnight. It's kind of a good way to put it. It was pretty good. Good cast. I'd give it probably like 3.5 out of 5 stars or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I've been feeling. I mean, a lot of people said it's good, but it's
the sound on it's really good, and the picture, of course, looks great in 4K. Brand new movie, so you'd expect as much. So yeah, I haven't really dove into the extras or anything like that yet, but that is available now, so I can recommend that highly.
All right, I've been meaning to check that out because I have not seen that yet. But good pick. And then I have for you guys. Turn on my camera here. My Arrow copy of Weird Science. I love this. This is a great John Hughes 80s flick. Great print of the film here, and it comes not only with the theatrical cut, but it also has the extended cut of the film too, which is I really like the way Arrow and Shout does that. They'll give you the multiple copies of the film. So Weird Science, great flick here.
I've heard of that movie many times, and I still haven't gotten to see it
Runner,
yet. I need to.
Runner,
I know.
Come on, man. If you're going to be on a show like this with people like us, you need to get into these movies.
Was that the Steelbook or is that the regular one?
Oh, that's the regular with the slipcover.
Okay, yeah, I got the Steelbook one, but I haven't got to watch the extended cut yet, so I don't know.
I have not watched the extended cut yet either, but I know that the theatrical cut looks beautiful, so it's really good. I'm glad I got the slipcover. Sometimes you don't get the slipcover on when you order sometimes, so I'm glad I got that slipcover on there. Hey, Fat Steven Seagal, welcome, buddy.
What's up, Fat Steven?
Death by Saber says, I have the DVD of Porky's. Porky's is a good movie. Now, that's a movie that definitely cannot get made today. I love that movie. It is a good movie. I guess you've never seen that either, too, Runner.
No.
Runner. God.
Shut up.
It's just the young kids today. They have no taste. What's your next set there, Runner? Let's go to you now.
All right, this one's a steelbook. This is one of the better steelbooks I've got. I mean, and I don't know about quality and stuff. It's just like, I don't know, it's Django Unchained.
Django Unchained.
I picked this up at Target.
Nice.
It's definitely one of my favorite Tarantino movies. I love the movie a lot. Surprised the heck out of me when I first saw it. Yeah, and I had to get it.
I love Tarantino, man. His movies are great. That's actually one I have not seen. So I definitely need. So you got me there on one. So
that's
one.
That's one that's on my lower end of Tarantino movies, but yeah, it's a good one, and it's a steelbook.
Yeah, it's a steelbook, and when I say this is one of the better ones, it's because it actually fucking closes. Like the Jaws steelbook that I got, like it only closed through like one of the clips, not the other. It sucks, but
yeah.
That's a downside of a lot of the steelbooks is if you get one that's slightly bent or whatever, then it don't close right, and you can't do anything to really fix it, and you're kind of stuck with it. Like my Rambo set, the outside metal casing is like dented and shit. I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, I like steelbooks, but that's one reason why I don't tend to buy a whole lot. Yeah. And it has to be one like that I really want because they tend to. That's what Tom makes a good point there. But yeah,
I got lucky with Django. But you need to see fucking Django. It's
I've never seen that Tarantino flick. I just don't know why. It's like Tom said, it's on my lower end of the spectrum of Tarantino films I want to watch. But yeah, so
no, I mean I'm not sure if it's still on Netflix. Even I don't know if you have Netflix, but like
I do.
I just saw it. It was on Netflix, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll check it out. And yeah, that I did not think it was going to be as good as I thought it would be.
Cool. And Fat Steven Skull says he has the still book of Tom showering. Tyrell says,
"Give me $500."
He Kim Kardashian'd you. He sold it. Tyrell says DiCaprio is amazing in Django. Really sold the performance from all. Yeah, he did. I know about the scene where he just kept going and he actually cut himself, and that's his blood.
He was pretty good in that movie.
Yeah. So, Tom, it's up to you. If you give me $500, are you ready for your next one, Tom?
Yeah, I think so. This one I got in the mail this last week.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
One and only Tom Conkle. So there you go. Trouble is My Business. Now I haven't really got a chance to check out the disc yet. I've seen the movie, of course. The movie's good, but this is a noir edition, so this is the black and white version of the film. It's the Vernon Wells cover. So there you go.
It's awesome. I have to see that movie because I seen you would post that up there, and I've seen that about it. So, how good is the movie?
It's pretty good, especially if you like film noir and shit like that.
Yeah, I do. I got to thank Gary because he told me about Into the Night with Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer. It's just got a bit of a noir feel to it. I really like that. I had never seen that before, so yeah, I like noir films. But that's good. I've checked that, and I saw you post that. So yes, Tom Conkle is awesome. Yep. And I got this today. I had to pick it up. I've been talking about it for a while. So here you guys go. Animal House on 4K.
Animal House.
Yeah, and I had to get it with the slipcover too. So that's awesome. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm hoping the print of the film looks great.
Oh, so you've never seen it?
No, I've seen Animal House. No, I've seen it many times. I haven't watched the 4K yet.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah. No, Animal House is a great flick. It's something you should watch because I guarantee you haven't seen it.
Guilty as charged.
I knew it. So, but no, it's a classic. It made made John Belushi.
Yeah, who's
a household name? I don't know. My name's Jeff.
I know John Belushi. I know him from the Blues Brothers. Hey, at least I've seen that.
That's a great flick too.
Oh, I love it.
That's a great flick.
So good.
Yeah. But there's that. Yeah, I had to get that. I finally got that today. I'm still waiting on my Howard the Duck, which pissed me off. So I'm still waiting on that. But I had to get my Animal House today. So, uh, yeah, and I can't wait to see it on 4K. So, next to you, Runner.
All right. This is not a movie this time. That I'd get this one over with. Had it a while ago. I haven't read it yet. It's a graphic novel.
Oh,
Most people know what it is. It's really popular. It's Watchmen.
Watchmen. Yeah,
Yeah,
you've
the
never read
deluxe.
it. Have you never read it?
I've seen the movie. I've never read it yet.
Oh, the
I've
comic is drastically different than the movie.
I've heard, but no, I got the. I like see. I don't like the slipcover as much as like this. Like this is really good.
Yeah, the big box set.
Yeah, the really big box. It's the deluxe edition. So yeah.
It's a great story. It's a good graphic novel.
I plan on I'm getting out of town. I think like next week. So I'm gonna read it when I go to vacation because that way I have more time and stuff.
It's a good read. It's very, very different than the movie.
I've heard.
Yeah, they've always said that Watchmen was almost unadaptable as a film. So you'll judge for yourself.
The biggest thing I've heard people say is like the ending. Like Zack Snyder changed the ending to
big time.
Yeah, but I've heard some people say like, I don't know. I mean, I got to read the book in order to like judge it, but
honestly, I wouldn't say the book is all that much different from the movie, aside from the ending. Really,
that's exactly.
And
what
the ending to me is personally better in the movie.
It is.
I know that's the unpopular opinion, but I know there's a few people who agree with me, and that's because it makes a lot more sense and it's more coherent than what the book is. And don't get me wrong, the book's great, and I understand what it's there for, but they do basically the same exact thing, but they use a character within the film that it connects a lot more, and it even adds a little bit more to that character's arc that they didn't really have there before.
That's true. I agree with you on that because I personally have felt that too, that the ending of the movie is better than the graphic novel. And yeah, you're right. It's not like drastically different. I just think the biggest like is like
some people they feel that way though. I mean, so I understand those who are like, oh no, the ending's changed. I hate it. It's not the same.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. Like the guy who the guy who runs the comic shop near me told me like, yeah, like I think like I told him like, yeah, I saw the movie Watchmen, but I haven't read the book yet. And he's like wrong ending. Like that's all he said. That's all he said about the fucking movie. But
I mean, I could understand if it was like completely different, but it's really so minimally different that you're just kind of like,
yeah.
That's what
I mean. I mean, I guess there's an argument that could be made, but still, I'm really like kind of like, if that's what you're hung up on, then there's a lot other. Let me rephrase that. There's worse things in the movie than that to get hung up on. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make more sense?
Yeah. And I liked the movie, and I've agreed with that the ending is better than the novel for quite some time, but I've never actually, because you tend to get those people that jump on you, like, so I tend to not say that a whole lot.
I've only seen the director's cut of the movie. I actually haven't seen the theatrical or the ultimate yet. So
the ultimate's the one that's the closest to the comic, and the only real difference with that one is they add in the comic book portions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't they add in some other story to it that this one guy was reading in the street? That's what I.
Well, that's the comic book parts. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. There's like a couple of portions of it that throughout, I think, and then like one big portion in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, basically all they did really cut out was the comic book part and the old man and the kid on the street who's reading it. That's basically really all they cut out.
Yes, I mean, and again, it's not real necessary. It's just kind of a side story anyway. So yeah, but I mean, I like the ultimate cut. That's the better version, but the director's cut is good enough. That's the only thing you're missing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like I was researching like which version of Watchmen should I watch, and the most recommended one was the director's cut.
Well, you kind of lose its. I mean, it's kind of hard because in the comic, it's a comic within the comic.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're watching a cartoon within a movie, so it's kind of disconnected from what it initially was. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. But there's arguments, like Tom said, there's arguments that can be made for and against.
Yeah.
I like that because I got the they turned the comic into the cartoon, so I kind of like having it separate.
Oh, I love the
from
motion
film.
comic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like having it separate from that.
I haven't seen that yet. I know. Speaking of motion comics, a little bit off topic, but some fans of the Snyderverse are making a motion comic for parts 2 and 3. Pretty excited for that.
Tom doesn't care.
I know. you might FanZcene.
It could be interesting. I'd give it a watch just to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tom, up next to you.
Oh boy.
That was a good one.
Let's see here. I got a couple here to choose from. Let's do this one next, of course. Another new one for the week.
The new Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat in 4K.
Didn't that release today?
I think it was Tuesday, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that was yesterday.
Some decent extra features on here. Of course, they're on the Blu-ray part of it. Came with a digital code. It's not any special edition as far as like the cover. It's just the regular standard slipcover. But I actually enjoyed the film. I'm not going to sit here and argue if it's a perfect movie or if it's, really great or anything like that. But I thought it was pretty good. And
I watched it in the theater.
Did you?
Watched that. Yeah, I did. I watched it at my local theater. First viewing, I saw it twice. So first viewing, I thought it was okay. Like I thought it was an all right movie. But then I watched it a second time and I found more flaws into it. And I'm just like as a Mortal Kombat movie, it's not very good in my opinion. But there are aspects of it I like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, like those two spot on.
Well, unfortunately for me, I mean, even though I enjoyed it, I know what the original ending was, and it pisses me off because I'm like, that would have really fixed the movie.
What was the original ending?
Cole just becomes Scorpion.
Really?
So
I don't think I would have liked that.
I think it would have because
I wouldn't have either. I'm sorry.
Because it would have just been an origin story for Scorpion then.
I mean, like if they had Cole as Scorpion in the beginning of the film, and
well, he's the lineage. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't really want that. Honestly, I don't want any other person to take. I don't know. That's just me. Like Hanzo Hasashi to me that is Scorpion, kind of like how Steve Rogers is Captain America.
I get what you're saying, but like I've had this argument with so many people. Like they're so hung up on this lore and canon that's in Mortal Kombat, and I'm like, which one? Because they're like, oh, there's only 2. I'm like, bullshit. Because every game has like 12 different fucking endings. So are we going by the game lore? Are we going by some TV series lore? Are we going by the original movie lore? Are we, like
it's not the lore. It's not the lore that bothers me. Like you can change aspects here and there, but like I thought the whole, like, you don't have to follow the games exactly, but like calling a movie Mortal Kombat when there isn't a tournament, because the tournament is called Mortal Kombat and there's no tournament, like that kind of things like that kind of bugged me. Even
that is a fair argument, but it's also the first film in obviously a series of films, so I could ignore that aspect of it a little bit.
I get it, but like, and I've heard people say like, oh, it's a prequel, and I don't know. I don't think you need a prequel for Mortal Kombat, in my honest opinion.
And again, I agree with you, but like they clearly knew they were going to make more. So like they didn't want to run into the same problem they did with the second film in the original series. I can see that right off the bat. So
yeah.
Oh God. You go through the tournament and then all of a sudden you're done. What do you do next? Well, then you do the Shao Kahn shit, and then it just went to hell.
I mean, it's like kind of like in the games, like when they rebooted it with Mortal Kombat 9 in 2011.
And again, there you go, another reboot there. I forgot about that one.
I get about that, but it's like, you started it off with a tournament, but then you have X and 11, and it was, you just open the world more in those. Like you can do that with the movies, like start off with a tournament, get to the whole point of the story, and then when the Mortal Kombat tournament's over, you can expand upon the world and stuff.
Yeah, and again, I say that is definitely a fair argument, especially made if you're like, well, it's a single movie and it should be able to tell the story, and it's called Mortal Kombat, yet you only have one fight really in the movie one fight scattered out, kind of thing. But it's like a preliminary fight match kind of thing. Yeah. So like, yeah, I get that aspect of it, and I totally can't argue that point at all. As far as the Cole thing, though, my thing was, why create a new character when you have this ton of characters already to choose from? So in the original script, having him just become Scorpion, like, to me, just made sense, because it's like, okay, you're introducing this character because either you do somebody like Liu Kang, which we already seen that story in the original Mortal Kombat movie, so I wasn't adverse to like them following a different character. But like the way it ended, it's like, okay, so he just, it's his history, it's his lineage. So when he first takes the first form, he's still Cole, but then instead of Scorpion just showing up and fighting, he just actually becomes Scorpion. Like the spirit of Scorpion takes him over, kind of thing.
Yeah, I could kind of go with that. I mean,
he just is Scorpion then from there on out. He could probably transfer between the two is probably the plan, but like, yeah, that to me, separating the characters made it kind of strange. And it was like,
I could kind of go with that. Like maybe Hanzo Hasashi is inside of him, and so when he becomes
Scorpion,
he's Hanzo.
Like, that's what it was from my recollection or my interpretation of what I was told. Yes.
Yeah. And like one of the things for me personally that would have made the movie much better is if you had like a sequence of Hanzo Hasashi in the Netherrealm kicking ass like he did in the cartoon. Was it Scorpion's Revenge, if anyone has seen that?
See, now that's another argument that could be made, and I haven't seen that, but I've heard somebody tell me a little bit about it, and I'm like, I would have been fine with that being the movie too.
Yeah, you need to watch that. Like, if they pulled aspects from that movie, that would, like,
isn't that supposed to be kind of attached to this, or no?
No, they didn't say anything about that. I mean, they said that this was going to be its own thing. They're not connecting it to the games or any of that, and I'm glad they're not, because that kind of would have been a mess.
Well, I meant that animated thing, because like I thought that came out just at the same time as the movie did.
No,
I thought that was a prequel to the. Okay.
No, the animated thing came out a while ago. No, because Johnny Cage is in the animated one.
Oh,
and he's not even in the first.
I haven't seen it yet, so I just assumed since they came out so close together that was kind of like
it's
a
more
mid-cool thing.
The cartoon, like the animated movie, is more in line with the 1995 movie than the new movie.
Well, and you can't rule out any possible spin-offs or prequel, midquels, all these. Like, that's the other thing you got to remember. This movie was a big enough hit, and it was cheap enough that they can start producing them like TV shows. Yeah. So we're going to end up getting at least 3 proper Mortal Kombat movies, I'd guess. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if we even get like a Sub-Zero prequel. And
that would be awesome.
And like we were just talking about a Scorpion like midquel, which would be between his, when he died and his fight in hell to get back.
Oh,
I would not be surprised in the least.
Yeah, I would love a Scorpion Sub-Zero spinoff. That would be really good.
Because I'm sure they'll try and milk it for HBO Max all they can.
Yeah. I will say I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was a bit of a dumb fun movie.
Yeah.
I don't know everything about Mortal Kombat, so, and I think maybe if, like Tom was saying, if it was like Hanzo Hasashi inhabited Cole and they'd go back and forth, that would be better than literal plot armor, which is what he was.
Exactly, and that's what ended up becoming. Yeah, so that's where I was disappointed when I heard the original ending, because like I was okay with the movie as it was. Then when I heard that aspect of it, because there was a few other things like the tattoos were different too, I guess. They weren't a tattoo. I think they were medallions or something in the original script. But I guess what happened is, because Script Doctor has it, I guess, or has read it, one of the two. The script got a hold of, the guy who got a hold of the script and reworked it and fucked it up was the guy who wrote Wonder Woman 84, if that tells you anything.
That makes sense.
So the way I was taking it from script is the version before he got his hands on it was much better than what we got.
Wait, which is the guy who...
I can't remember his name. Is like Andrew something, I think, but he's like one of the writers on Wonder Woman 84, and he's writing something else now too. I can't remember.
I was gonna say, I know Jeff Johns was one of the writers. I think.
Oh no, it's not Jeff Johns.
Yeah. Not
Okay, I was gonna say.
I
I don't know. He's not. I was gonna say he's not connected to Mortal Kombat.
No,
at
and I
all.
think Jeff Johns is only on there because I think, and he may have done a pass on the script. Otherwise, I think they just took one of his stories or something like that. But I can't remember which. Because Jeff Johns has been kind of like excommunicated from the DC shit for the most part.
I mean,
we're delegated down to television.
He's better in the comic book business than Hollywood, honestly, in my opinion.
Well, this is a different conversation, but the short version I think with him is like I think he was just kind of a front man for a while other people were making decisions. He was kind of like put out there like, oh, this is our Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you actually let him do what Kevin Feige does, then the DC universe might have been in better shape. But instead, you let 12 people who have no fucking clue and 10 different ideas make all the decisions. And you literally went through 3 different, franchise heads in the middle of one movie. I mean, and you expected this to kind of turn out was just insane. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, I agree. But
like I said, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. But that's a good pickup. I will have to get that. I watched it on HBO Max. But yeah, I've been touring about buying that because I liked it. I liked it.
Quick question, Tom. Did you watch? Were there any deleted scenes?
There is on the Blu-ray. I haven't got a chance to check them out yet, though, so I can't speak to what they actually are.
I watched them like on YouTube because they were posted over there.
Oh, then they're probably the same ones, I would guess.
Yeah, because there was like one with Liu Kang and Kung Lao talking to Raiden. It's funny because one of my biggest problems with the movie was Raiden. Like, that was not fucking Raiden.
Yeah, that was one of the... Oh, yeah, that was the thing when I remember doing the review is like, half the cast is fucking brilliant. The other half of the cast is like, what the hell were you thinking? Including Cole, who's like, this is the guy who's supposed to lead your film. He's like a dry rag. He's just really fucking...
Like, the only characters I thought were like pretty good were, well, of course, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. I liked Kano except for the power eye bullshit. That's not I don't know, that bothered me. And Kung Lao only because he sounded like he was ripped right out of the games. And and Cabal. That's an unpopular opinion, but I like Cabal in the movie.
Well, Raiden, I was upset because Raiden and what's his face, the main bad guy, Shang Tsung or whatever.
Yeah, Shang Tsung.
Yeah. I'm like, you missed an opportunity here. Both of those characters should have been played by veterans of Kung Fu films.
Exactly.
It should have been like Jackie Chan as Raiden and like Jet Li as fucking Shang Tsung or something like that.
That would have been
If not, even better yet, I can't think of his name, but the guy who was in Godzilla, the one who said "Let them fight."
Oh yeah.
He should have fucking played. Yeah, he should have played Shao Tsung or something like that.
Yeah,
that would have been
Tsung. Yeah,
because I didn't like the guy Shang Tsung that played him. They were just menacing.
They were just like not really there. And the guy playing Shang Tsung was completely miscast. Now he would have been better maybe as Raiden perhaps, but even then he's still, because that's the guy who played the father in the new Mulan. Yeah. And I can't think of his name either, but yeah.
I know this is like more of a fan service thing, but like this was like kind of my idea if they wanted to do this in the later movies. And I hope they can listen to the criticism and hopefully they can make a better Mortal Kombat movie. But like one of my things was like, you can get, if he wants to, get the old actor who played the character from the older movie, and he can play the old Shang Tsung and have someone play the young Shang Tsung because that's a thing in the games.
Well, I believe the actor that played Shang Tsung in the original movies has passed away.
No, really?
No, I think he's still around.
No, he's still alive.
No,
I read
that was another point I made. That was another point Andre and I made too. Is like, if not, just bring him back. Who gives a shit?
He was
like,
it's mine.
Dude, he came back to play Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 11.
That's right.
That was
my bad.
That was freaking amazing because I remember Ed Boon. He's the one that created Mortal Kombat. He was like, yeah, like we're getting someone, like we're getting a legit person to play, a character that you'll know what we're talking about. And yeah, he was teasing Shang Tsung for MK11. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, Carrie heard here. I can't say his name,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know why
Carrie
I thought he was
Tagawa.
dead. I must have read something somewhere else. That's my fault. My
Yeah,
bad.
I was gonna
I don't know why I thought he was
I
dead.
was gonna say there's no way because
Apologies,
I would have known that.
but
No
yeah,
fucking way.
I
But,
just
like,
I
no,
you
but
know
he's iconic as hell,
yeah.
and like, yeah, like I think that would be awesome, like if done right.
Yeah, but I mean, what we got though, I'm willing to enjoy it. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, honestly, I would compare it more to like a TV kind of situation than anything. Like it feels more like a TV kind of
Yeah.
show. I mean, I get it. I mean,
agree.
but like I also said, if I would have got this movie when I was 15, when the original film came out, I'd have lost my fucking mind. I mean, I love the original film,
Mhm.
but I mean, like with the kills and all the stuff that are in this movie, if I'd have got this movie then, I would have been probably even more giddy about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like it better than the original film? No, but that's more for nostalgia reasons. Because I'm also not blind to the fact that I've seen the original film more than enough times. And I'm like, I watched it again recently before I watched this one, and I'm like, yeah, it does not hold up very well. It got some decent performances, but it does not hold up well at all.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you're saying.
I get it, though. There's a lot of nostalgia for it for people, though. And the characters look great. I mean, there's a lot of things going for it, though. But yeah.
I mean, most of the casting, in my opinion, was like really spot on. I mean, the guy who plays Liu Kang, I mean, was born to play that fucking character.
Yeah.
And I can't really, argue with it other than the story is all fucked up and the movie editing is all shoddy and the effects are very dated.
Oh yeah.
Then you got a PG-13 version of the story where people are in the game getting their fucking heads ripped off, and don't think we didn't notice that when we were kids. Like we were like, oh, this is great, but we had the same kind of gripes then too. We're just like, we didn't see any real fucking fatalities or anything.
I was gonna say, like one thing I will say, like easily, I think most people will agree with me on this is, they made the new movie rated R and the other one was PG-13. That's the only thing I would say the new movie did right.
Right, and again, we could argue all day about certain characters and certain lores and what they should have done in certain respects. But again, I'm kind of with you FanZcene on this one, like Greg. It's like, look, I had fun. Turn your brain off. I'm not that invested in the Mortal Kombat world. I've played like the first 3 games and like some of the random ones here and there. I've seen the first 2 movies. I vaguely remember the TV show. I've seen like one cartoon back in the day they did, like straight to video or some shit.
Oh, Defenders of the Realm.
Yeah, and I barely remember that. So like to me, it was fun. I'm not like a diehard Mortal Kombat guy. It is one of my, more well-remembered games from like that era. So like there's that aspect to it. So outside of the nostalgia thing, which for me, seeing it did what I thought it had to do. I wasn't hung up on some of the stuff that other people were, and I was able to enjoy it. So I feel bad for those who weren't and didn't get what they expected out of it. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I said, I thought it was just a fun movie. I enjoyed it. Like we said, the casting was here and there. Half was good, half was bad.
Yeah.
I played the first couple games, and I know a little bit about the stuff. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. There was no like preachiness to it. So it was just a fun, dumb movie. You turn your brain off. You eat some popcorn and enjoy.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And we get what you're saying, Archer, because he corrected himself there.
Yeah, it's better.
But like, I've actually heard people try and argue. I've heard people try to argue that Mortal Kombat Annihilation was a better movie than this, though.
I disagree.
And I'm just like, on what planet? I'm like, maybe it's closer to the lore in certain respects, and that's probably to its detriment. But still, it's like,
I'm sorry, no, the Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I'm sorry. There's things I can pick on that movie. I'm just like, no, that's not right. That's not right. This is totally bullshit. Yeah, no. The new movie, it's definitely better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
True.
I don't want to talk about that movie. That fucking traumatized me when I saw that.
Well, as good as time as any, and we'll move on to my pick of the night. After all that, I will show you. I have my Criterion of Night of the Living Dead. I love this film. This is one of my favorite George Romero films, one of my favorite zombie films of all time, and I'm so glad to have the Criterion, and it comes, some nice little artwork. Hopefully, I don't drop this all out like I did the last one I had. It comes with a poster, so it's really good, and I understand Criterion may be releasing 4K soon, so that's something to look forward to. But
yeah, I've heard that, and that is rumored to be one of the plausible first films to get dropped too, which I don't know.
I'll probably be buying it again
because that was remastered in 4K.
Yes, it was. It's got the new 4K digital restoration, supervised by George A. Romero, screenwriter Joe A. Russo. So hopefully, it looks like that'll be like the fourth copy of that I'll get. But yeah, that's a great addition, Tyrell says. Yeah, if you have not seen that, Runner, you've got to see it, especially if you like zombie films.
The only George A. Romero zombie film I've seen was Dawn of the Dead,
which is a great one.
Yeah.
And I know you
I
like the
enjoyed it.
Snyder one better, which it is a good remake, but
it is a decent remake.
Yeah, the original is by far superior in my mind.
It's my turn, right?
Yes.
I was gonna hold my laugh because one of the picks I got is Zack Snyder's Dawn.
There you go. Hey, look at that! It's not even planned.
Well, now we can talk about this though, because
it's not planned.
You're on a Zack Snyder kick tonight. I see.
Yeah. I mean, listen. How do I explain this? I like Romero's version. I don't hate it. I respect it for what it is. I don't understand it. I mean, I think wasn't it James Gunn who wrote it?
Yeah, James Gunn.
Yeah. So like, I've heard a lot of people say like this comes with the unrated version too, and
is that the Shout Factory version of or the Scream Factory version? Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look on the spine. Look on the spine.
You're
there.
Gonna be on this show. You need to start learning, boy.
Does it say Scream on it on the side there?
I can tell from the cover.
I don't know. I got this at Best Buy.
Yeah, that's the Scream Factory, Shout Factory version of the film.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I think I ordered it online from Best Buy. So yeah.
Yeah, it is a great film. I'll give you. It is a great film, and it is one of Snyder's better films. But the original Dawn of the Dead is by far superior, man. George Romero, he captured something in that film.
Yeah, I know people give me shit for liking the remake more than the original.
There could be worse remakes to like.
Oh yeah. God. Oh, absolutely. But no. I don't know. I like the tone. I really. I don't know. I need to rewatch it because I haven't seen it.
As much as I adore the original film and hold it in highest regards, like you, Greg. To me, it's far superior.
Yes.
This is one of those rare occasions, though, where a remake does manage to. I wouldn't necessarily say live up to, but it really managed to take the concept and run with it in a different direction, but stay true enough to the original film plus update it all at the same time, which is a tough thing to do. And this movie had no right to be that good. Like this movie should have been like Total Recall and any of the other films that should have never, so like I do at least, again, like when I said that to you, Runner, I'm not really kidding. It's like, there's worse remakes to like, I'm kidding at the same time, but
absolutely.
I'm serious. Like I can't argue that you like that film because it is a generational thing. And I can see that. Like that version captured something about this your generation, probably more so.
Yeah.
Than
exactly.
the original one caught with like my generation sort of, and that kind of thing, like to where they mean two different kind of things, but they hold very similar places. So I'm not upset about it. No, like normally I'd be upset about a remake, but like that. So like that one to me, and I can enjoy it from time to time. I don't have that edition. I think I have they did Land of the Dead at the same time. I do have that one, but I think I just opted out of another copy of that because I already had the initial Blu-ray, and I don't remember if there was anything that different about it, so I wasn't that worried. So yeah, but like outside of special features or whatever. So again, like I think it's a really well done remake, that a very rare kind of thing in the wild, as you said, which sucks because Day of the Dead never got a really decent remake.
Oh man,
because
they made two
otherwise,
crappy remakes.
I know, right? Because you could actually do a really cool night of like the original trilogy, and then like another night of the remake of the Night of the Living Dead from Savini, and
Yes.
and then the Snyder Dawn of the Dead. If you had a decent Day of the Dead to go with it. But yeah, no, they fucked that up.
Yeah, twice.
Which sucks because that's
Really?
as much as I love Dawn of the Dead. Believe it or not, Day of the Dead is actually my favorite of the Dead films.
I've heard a lot of people start saying that more and more lately. That Day of the Dead is their favorite. I like Day of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead's always been my favorite.
I want to know what the fuck you're doing in there with my time. I'm done monkeying around. I love that guy.
Love that. That was good.
Fucking Frankenstein.
That's a good scene. Runner has no idea.
Oh,
by the way, awesome. The original Dawn of the Dead is free on YouTube.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's how I watched it.
Yeah, but I own it on Blu-ray, so
I actually recorded that big elaborate 4K set.
I know. I seen you put that out a while back. I've been wanting to get that. Is it worth it?
Yeah, I haven't really got to go through it too much yet. I only got to watch one version of it, and it looks good. I mean,
there's multiple versions of it.
Oh
yes. yeah.
Oh, right.
There is roughly 4 different cuts of that movie.
Mm-hmm. And it all has to do with like the Italian studio and everything they worked with.
3 cuts. Yeah. 3 cuts.
Yeah. But
no, that whole thing with FanZcene showing Night of the Living Dead and me showing a remake of Dawn of the Dead, that was totally not planned.
Yeah, no, that
was fucking hilarious because like when you showed Night of the Living Dead, I was thinking like, oh, FanZcene's gonna give me shit for liking Zack Snyder.
Well, I haven't watched this yet, but it's funny and it's only tangentially connected because it's a George Romero film. But this is one I've not seen yet, but I'm very excited to see. It's called Night Riders.
Oh, I've heard about that too. I have not seen that one.
I just got this one in the mail like today or yesterday.
So that's awesome.
I can't really speak on it, but yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see that too because I've seen Tom Savini. He posts about that every once in a while, and I'm like, how have I never seen this? What is this about? So
yeah, I didn't know about it until like last year. Tim Salmons of the Digital Bits had posted his review of it when it came out, and I'm like, what the fuck movie is this?
Yeah, exactly.
When did George Romero make this wacky fucking Knights on a goddamn motorcycle movie?
Exactly, man. I see that too. I was like, what the fuck? I want to see this.
I watched the trailer and I'm like, how did this escape me?
Gotta see that one. I'll pick that one up myself. But I agree. Like Dawn of the Dead, man. The both of them, you can't really go wrong. It's like I'm like right in between both of you guys. In age-wise, so I have the affinity for Dawn of the Dead, the original, and the Dawn of the Dead remake. So it kind of like leans both ways for me. But I always, the Romero one is the superior one. But man, you can't deny what Zack Snyder captured in that one too. He did a great job. And that opening sequence.
Oh my god!
Through the neighborhood.
That
sold me when I started watching it. So.
Yeah. That was fan. I was gonna say like the beginning is like completely different for both movies, but then you get to the main plot of it and it's like, oh yeah, it both takes place in a fucking mall.
Yeah.
So yeah, the ending's completely different. It was probably the beginning that like really got me hooked. Maybe that's what it really was. I thought the beginning was fucking fantastic.
I mean, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's just 100. That got my attention. So yeah. I will say it did well on that. But
there is things they added that I liked a lot. I will say, I mean, I did like that there was a few more people because that gave it a little bit more of a dynamic,
including Zombie Baby.
That was a little bit weird, but you know what? It's like they tried something different. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to knock them on that.
It was funny. It wasn't like I remember people like memeing that. I think, and then I was like, okay, that sounds a bit weird. But then I watched the movie, and I'm like, the execution is not that bad.
The part that I actually would wish was actually in the other version, in the original one that they did in this, that I feel like is like they kind of accomplished this going above and beyond, was Ving Rhames' character having the the go between back and forth with that guy in the gun store. That whole thing was fucking brilliant. I loved it. Like, I'm like, oh, this is what the original film was missing. You know, this connection with the outside world that, like, even though they're both still trapped, it was just like, there was still that thing there, like that bit, that whole part in that film. I'm like, that's brilliant. That's kind of what really sold that movie.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
It is.
Yeah.
Because you do get better interactions in this. And I would say it's much like in the first one where they're like, do the whole apartment building scene. In the original, you know, where the police, you get some more like that in the mall with like Tom's talking about Ving Rhames' character. So you get more of the outside feel with it. And I do agree that like the more characters in it, and which they didn't overdo the characters well too. So they had like the right amount in that one. So it was good. And I do have a super chat here from Glizner for $5. It says Exorcist, Duel, Legend of Hell House, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Carrie, Dawn of the Dead, Halloween, Alien. The best decade for horror is the 70s, in my opinion. It had some great ones. I will agree. I always think 80s. Personally, is the best decade for horror, but those are some great classic flicks right there. I couldn't agree with you more there. I think, on that.
Yeah, the 50s. Well, even if you go back to the original Universal classics, every generation's had their own pretty decent horror films up until recently, I'd say.
Yeah, right. Same here. And
a lot of the recent stuff is just revamps of everything else, and you know.
I was gonna say real quick. One thing I will say about the remake of Dawn of the Dead when it comes to like other Snyder movies, like that movie feels the least like look-alike of a Snyder movie. It doesn't feel like one. Like like if you watch his other movies like 300, Watchmen, you know, Man of Steel, you know, his cut of Justice League, the Snyder cut, you know, and then you watch his Dawn of the Dead and it's like it doesn't even feel like a Snyder movie. But you know, I like it.
It was his first big movie, and he came out the gate swinging. And Glizner, for the $5 super chat, I give you this.
There comes Samurai. He speaks fluent Japanese.
Are you Fujiyama?
What does katana mean?
It means Japanese sword.
If you've not seen Samurai Cop, you guys need to see Samurai Cop. It's so bad. It's just horrible. It's so good.
I've heard. I feel like I've heard of it. It sounds familiar. I've heard people say it's like one of like the best bad movies.
It is.
I gotta get that 4K, man.
Oh man, it's so good. I've heard I don't have the 4K. I have the Blu-ray that they released a while back, but it's so good. And the second one.
Or wait, that one's not the one I was thinking that got the 4K. I was thinking of something else. 16 Samurai.
Oh, 16 Samurai. Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, you gotta check that out. But yeah, I agree with you guys. Dawn of the Dead could be worse remakes. The 70s horror was great. 80s horror was great. 50s sci-fi and horror. I love that stuff. I absolutely love that. So yeah. And speaking of, since he brought up 70s horror, it's not 70s horror, but it is a sequel to one. My Halloween 2 Steelbook.
Oh, nice.
I really like this because the artwork, I just loved the artwork on this, so I had to get it. I don't know if you can see with the glare here, that's Jamie Lee Curtis crouching down. It's glared bad.
No, but that's glared as fuck.
Yeah, it's glared bad, but the front you can see.
Well, yeah,
it looks so much better than the new art they put on the 4K releases that are coming
agree.
out.
It does. That art on that.
Awful.
Tell me about it.
Looks like someone's fucking little brother did the art. Oh my god! Never mind. Sorry, I'm not gonna. I shouldn't say that.
The stuff for the new 4K stuff doesn't look bad per se. It's just like
it's not that good.
No, but when you look at, I don't know. I mean, I can't shit on it too much, but like when you look at what FanZcene just showed, it's like, yeah, like that one is way better.
That the artwork on the Steelbook, I had to get it. It's beautiful. It's the only Halloween one I have on Steelbook because I just absolutely love that artwork. The fire.
Are the other ones on Steelbook like that?
2 and 3 are on Steelbook.
Yeah, 2 and 3 got still. But now, Greg, you know Gary Kissel, right?
Yes.
I tagged him in something with that shit, and I'm like, I want to see him just doing at least one of those covers, like, or a cover in his vision, and then show people like this is what a true artist can do. Because I'm sorry, whoever they got for that art, they're okay, but they're not there's no way they're up to snuff to a professional artist. Shit is out of I mean, we should almost show the picture so people know what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
let me. If you
have
guys
them
can find
handy?
it, because I'm
Or
gonna
I
look
can,
for it,
yeah.
but
You're
I'll
talking
look
about
for
the
it.
new. You're talking about the new ones, like released.
Yeah,
right?
they look horrid. I do
But
not.
they are really, really
I
bad.
really hope they do. They got reversible covers. Honestly,
I
Me
mean, when you
too.
look at
Me too.
it's like almost every other cover, I'll say, except for I think it's the third one or whatever. Like it does look kind of lazy. I'll
it's
say
they're
that.
disproportionate or something to them. I don't understand. I'm trying to find one that has actually all of them on it.
I think
Here
there
we
So
go.
I
can there
found.
can there can
I
be a
got
lot.
one.
There can be better, cover art. I will fully fucking admit that.
I mean, now can I draw this good? No, I'm not going to sit here and fucking pretend I can. But when you're paying the kind of money they want for these, you would expect something a bit more professional looking than this. This looks like somebody's fan art. I'm
It
sorry.
does. It looks sure bad. I got a pic. I'm trying to get the picture up here, so as soon as I will, I'll show you guys. So oh, there you go. Tom's got it. All right, Tom. Hey, you found the picture I was trying to load.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, those are awful. I will admit I kind of like part 3 and sort of part 4s, but for the most part, those are horrible, horrible artwork.
I mean, yeah, 4 is not horrible ish. Could be worse. Three is like the least of the bunch. Like, because
Yeah.
that one's like okay. But yeah, Halloween 2 and 1, just 1 is a worse looking one for some
I know, man. It's so bad. It's like they literally drew the 1 and 2 is like the same thing.
Pretty
It's
close.
just like,
And then 5 is horrible looking. And
I
I
know.
get it. That's how the mask looks in the movie. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't
It's-
really scream out to me, pun intended.
Yeah.
Scream Factory. It doesn't scream out to me Scream Factory in any way. Like, it doesn't. They have commissioned much better art than this
they have
before.
and
I don't know. If I was them, I would really rethink this. They've got enough
would.
time, maybe.
I would, because that's just.
I apologize to the
horrible.
artists. I'm sure you did whatever they asked you to do, but this motif just ain't working.
And the thing is, they got all the leaves in it. They're really like Halloween 4 is the only one that really has a bunch of leaves in the movie. So like, why is I mean, I get they're trying to invoke fall and Halloween, but I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just horrible. The faces and I I agree. It's bad. They got the wrong artist, and I do apologize for that artist. But these are bad.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't want to pretend I can even draw that good, but I know enough. Like, if I was working there, I'm like, we can't put this on there. That's just too. Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking. Like you
Just
said,
go
Tom,
with the OG art, if not.
exactly. A Shout Factory. Like, this is literally my steelbook is Shout Factory. Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
They could have went with something like that,
That's-
or just the OG art.
That's crazy. I don't understand. I just
Even the art they had on the other ones before, when they released 2, 3, and I think it was 2 and 3. When the art they had for that was better than this.
it was, and I have the Shout Factory of Halloween 3 too, and the art on that is better than
That's
they got
what
there,
I'm talking
so.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think the version I have in the box set, I don't think they had the reversible art. I just have the one option. But like the versions that come out separately had the reversible art, if I'm right.
Yeah, and they usually do. So I'm really hoping that it's reversible.
They might have
You're going to be able to change the slip cover, but hopefully they got the reversible artwork in there.
Yeah.
But let's hope. Fingers crossed. But yeah, if Gary ever does one of that, you'll have to let me see that, because I would. Well, I know he's going through a little bit right now, but. But yeah, I would definitely have to see his artwork on that. But Glisner says 480i is too good for Halloween Resurrection. Halloween Resurrection, man, don't even get me started. That and the Rob Zombie ones they kill me every time. But to you, Runner, what's your is this the fifth one of the night for you?
Yeah. I think I told FanZcene about this. This is my 4K set that I got recently. These movies aren't for everyone. They're so fucking stupid, but I I am kind of the target audience, for this saga, kind of for my generation, and that is the Fast Saga.
That's
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I freaking love these movies, or at least some of them. I saw 9 in the theater this year. Wasn't a huge fan of it, but all the other ones, like, the first one still holds up. 2's all right. I like Tokyo Drift. I know not everyone does. Um, Fast 4 is decent. Fast 5 is the best of the saga, I'd argue. And yeah, I like scrolling through all the.
That's a nice set. I like the
Yeah,
little flip book, but sometimes
yeah.
those they get stuck in those a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, that's the only thing about this. But Fury 7, which should have ended
That's what I
the
say.
saga. Wait, so okay. Yeah, like 8 was all right, but like they should have ended it at 7 with Paul Walker and all that because of his
Yeah,
death. But
I actually saw the first one in theaters. That was like when I was a teenager.
oh, nice.
So yeah, I mean, I like the Fast and Furious movies. They were good up to a point, and I do agree that
Sorry, there was
Fast and
someone at the
Furious.
door.
Oh, that's okay. He was showing us his Fast and Furious 4K box set.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Never seen them, but I always love 4K.
Oh, I thought
Yes.
I know I think I've heard Tom talk about it. Or this, I think didn't you say you watched like some of the first one and you just weren't into it?
Yeah, I just checked out. I'm like, it's not for me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before I even showed it. I was like, it's not for everyone, and I get it. It like the movies are stupid as fuck. Like they're so fucking stupid, but they're so fucking entertaining.
I mean, sometimes that's what you. I mean, that's what you go for entertainment popcorn flicks for, right? Just
Yeah,
fun, entertaining
exactly.
movies. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed them up till about maybe the first 4 or 5, and then like 7, they could have stopped. They should have stopped, honestly.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah,
I didn't mind 8. Like 8 was all right. Hobbs and Shaw was okay. I mean, it's fun-ish, but I don't know. That was just more of a spin-off kind of
yeah.
thing. But 9 was like 9 wasn't great, in all honesty. Like I didn't hate it, but like for a Fast and Furious movie, like action-wise, not very good.
In space, yes.
Yeah,
I
dude.
haven't seen anything past 7, so
I yeah, when that whole spoilers, but the whole space thing happened, I was like fuck, I knew they would go to space at one point. I fucking knew it.
and wearing undersea underwater outfits too. I think it was.
They haven't gone that far yet. I mean,
But
I feel like going to space is the farthest you can get, but like I mean, the way I imagine it, I thought like everyone, like every character a part of the saga was like they were all gonna be in space, and it was gonna be like weird cars in space and all that shit. I thought that's what they were gonna do, but they only well, if you watch the movie, you know what happens. But
yeah.
yeah,
But Glisner says horror movies used to get flack for having too many sequels. Fast and Furious gets a free pass though.
yeah,
It seems like it. It seems like it. And then Eric Winbag says, "Runner, they are bubblegum. It's okay if it's your guilty pleasure."
I mean, I've compared them to the Friday the 13th franchise. I don't know how many times.
yeah,
Like I have. They're very similar in that respect. Like there's.
I don't know if
Go ahead.
No, sorry. I wouldn't say that the Fast Saga are like guilty pleasures per se. I wouldn't say it's like on that category. Like if you know what I mean.
Jason versus Freddy versus Dom, the last Furious Day.
It's just basically become car foo from what I've heard now. Like
Yeah,
it's-
Yeah, it is. Like like Carfu, that is the best thing. Like how do I say this? Like I would say like around like Fast 4, definitely Fast 5 is when they did more action and like fighting and all that shit. But for the most part it worked. Like it felt real. Like they did shit that couldn't be possible, but like, and that was one of my problems with Fast 9 was like they did they went like way over to the top to the point where it's like, I don't know. It just felt like,
There's no coming back.
yeah, exactly. It's like you went like way too fucking far with this shit. Like
Yeah.
way too far. Like FanZcene might know what I'm talking about. Like if you see what was it, Fast 9, not Fast 9, Fast 5. That's my favorite one of the movies. But they take a fucking safe from a bank. You know what I'm talking
Oh
about,
yeah,
right?
yeah, where they pull it out of the police station.
Yeah, it's like that would not be fucking possible with two cars pulling that out.
Yeah,
But
but
like
they reinforced those cars.
exactly, They put a bunch of shit to like pull it out, but yeah, I mean it felt real. That's the thing. It's stupid, but you believed it. It's not it's not. I wouldn't say it's
They made you believe it. Yeah,
exactly.
but
That's the thing.
it started to go more and more outrageous.
No, that they I think, yeah, they made it. It started a little bit more outrageous with the eighth movie, and
I haven't seen it. So, I
yeah.
stopped at 7, and
No,
I was kind of out after
the only
that.
Fast movies I think I've seen in the theaters were 8, Hobbs and Shaw, and 9. I haven't seen the other ones in the theater.
I saw the first one in theaters, and that's actually the only one I ever saw in theaters.
Yeah, that came. I think that came out in 2001, right?
That was my last year of high school. Well, yeah, I think my last year of high school.
Oh, okay.
Close around there. So I did see it, but yeah.
Did I have one more to present, Ed, or no?
You have one more. It's your turn.
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt the conversation.
No. But
I think we're pretty much good.
That's done. But here, let's get Tom started real quick.
No,
if you said Ninja Turtles reboot.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh,
I'm kidding, Eric. You know that.
I only saw the first, and I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, I grew up with the Nickelodeon show first, like the cartoon. I like it. It's not but here's the thing. Then later on I found out about the older, movies, the ones in the 90s, and I was like, fuck, this is awesome.
Oh yeah, that's great cartoon.
Oh yeah.
The original, man.
Well, I haven't seen the original cartoon yet, but no, I'm talking about like the old, like the movies.
Oh, the movies,
like
the original movies.
Like
that first movie, like Tom and I talked
about
it. That movie is like perfect.
Absolutely, my God. And like, I like Secret of the Ooze too. I could not finish the third movie. After 5 minutes, I turned it off.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I've heard people say I can't
blame
bad,
people for that.
Yeah, but I saw the fucking Michael Bay reboot, I think, in the theater, but I was like young, so like I don't remember it too much. I just remember the turtles being fucking big, and that's it.
Well, there was this concerted effort since the second film to really kiddie them down in every area they could, and not just the movies, but everywhere. So like from that point on, they just went down this slope of more kid friendly, more kid friendly, more kid friendly, more kid friendly. The only time it kind of diverged a little bit was the last couple seasons of the TV show, the original series, because it was still showing on CBS every Saturday and stuff. So they did do a little bit. They kind of vamped it towards a little bit darker, and they even used like scenes from the first movie in the intro and stuff like that. But other than that, from that point on until the 2000 series, it was like Kid City, because that Saban series is almost unwatchable to me too. Like, I don't know if you're aware of that one, but yeah, that was.
So where the live action?
Yes.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible.
And that's technically what that series was like, a revamp of what the fourth film was supposed to be.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah. Tom, time for your final one of the night.
It's one I haven't watched yet, but I mean, I've seen the film, but I haven't even opened it. It's still in the plastic, so just like the Knight Riders one was. But Almost Famous was released on 4K. Yeah. And this has both the bootleg edition and the original cut. There is no Blu-ray with it, And this is the Steelbook. I don't know if the regular one comes with a Blu-ray or not, but I don't know if you've ever seen the movie itself, but it's pretty good.
Not.
No,
Pretty
me
decent
neither.
film. It's a semi-autobiographical film from Cameron Crowe.
Yes.
And it follows a young reporter as he tags along with a rock band, and it's kind of loosely based on amalgamization of his experiences hanging out with like Led Zeppelin and the Eagles and stuff back in the day in their height of fame. And just all the experiences he had on the road and all that stuff. Cameron Crowe, of course, if you don't know who he is, most famously wrote like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and stuff like that. So yeah, and he's made a lot of other films that are pretty good. And yeah, this is probably one of, if not his best film.
I've seen clips of it from on TV and stuff, but I've never actually watched it all the way through. But yeah, I've heard it's like a phenomenal movie, so I will definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, since he didn't direct Fast Times, I'd have to say that's his best film. So yeah.
All right.
I've seen a little bit of
call.
Fast Time.
Huh?
At Ridgemont High. I saw some parts of it.
Oh yeah. You know that one's based on true shit too, right?
Yeah, that's a good movie too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, was it Amy Heckerling who went and undercover at the high school?
No, it was Cameron himself.
That's right, Cameron.
Yeah, so like he wrote. It was when he was still writing, I think, for Rolling Stone at the time too, if not something else. But he ended up turning it into a book, and I mean, he changed all the names, but all the characters in the book are based on real people, and he got away with it because he looked so young still, and that's part of what. You know, the character in Almost Famous, that's what it's all about, is this young kid who gets a job with Rolling Stone and he just gets dragged off on this magical mystery tour. And it's like I said, it's a little bit more than probably semi-autobiographical in that sense. So, yeah. And so then the next step is he went, writing professionally for, a lot of places, not just Rolling Stone, I think, too, but I could be wrong on that. I think he wrote for a couple other publications, but no, then he decided to go undercover at a high school. And this is what he came back with.
Yeah,
the Fast Times was anyway.
Fast Times, yeah. It's that's cool. I'll have to check out. I like I said, I know.
He did do
but I have to watch it.
He did do another film that was almost like a semi-sequel to Fast Times, even though it's not.
Oh, what was that one?
It's an oddball one. It's called The Wildlife, I think.
Oh, is that where they like go out in an RV, hit like three brothers or something? No.
Nope,
then that's not what I'm thinking.
It's got Leah Thompson in it, Chris Penn, not Sean Penn, and there's a bunch of other great people. Great soundtrack. It's like it's like because Fast Times was in high school. Mm-hmm. These are college kids.
Well, I'll have to watch that one too.
Yeah, it's not as serious as Fast Times. And I don't think that this may, I don't know if these are based on, it could be. I don't know. I don't know that much about the film. I didn't even know about it till recently when Kino released it. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I have the soundtrack now too, because I wouldn't say I fell in love with the film, but I mean, it's a good movie. It's not nearly as good as Fast Times, but it's almost like this spiritual sequel to it. It's really weird. So like same kind of tone almost, only just a little bit more comedic. And yeah, it's just kind of like this.
It's called Wildlife.
I think it's Wildlife. Let me look it up here real quick.
Yeah, I'll check out Wildlife, and I will have to watch like Django and Almost Famous.
Yeah, it's Wildlife. Yep.
Wildlife. Yeah, I check out that Django and Almost Famous.
The Wildlife.
Yeah, so the Wildlife. I will check that and Night Riders. I want to see.
That's the other one who's in it too. Yeah, because that's the thing. Eric Stoltz and Leah Thompson made this movie together just before Back to the Future, and this was the movie that those two were in, that I think that's why they casted them together originally. And Rick Moranis is in it.
Oh,
yeah, it's a really good flick. Randy Quaid's in it.
Now you're talking my language, man, with all those people.
Yeah, it's got like this. I'm like, how did I miss this movie? Exactly. Ben Stein's even in it. Like, it's just like, what? Where did I never knew about it until this last year, and it's like, boom. And the weird thing is when I got the soundtrack, I just discovered, like, I got it in a soundtrack lot, so it wasn't even like I just bought it myself. I just happened to get it. So it was just weird that it was all just kind of like I just discovered this movie, and all of a sudden now it's got a great fucking soundtrack to it.
Dude, I'm
great
gonna have to check this
soundtrack.
out.
Yeah.
I don't know, I missed that. I've seen like tons of 80s movies.
So yeah, I know I threw out quite a few out there tonight, but yeah.
Yes. What Almost Famous has always escaped me. Django's always escaped me, that Runner brought up earlier. So I'll check out in the Wildlife and Night Riders. So you guys have given me some to check out. So
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's
J-
what
yeah,
another
J-
good reason about doing this show.
yeah, I think you'd like Django fancy.
See,
I think it
I'm
would.
not a
No, I
big
think
Jamie Foxx fan, is why I've never really watched
You
that.
know, because I love
he
Quentin Tarantino. And I
yeah.
would say that Django's probably one of my least, if not my least favorite of his, but I watched it again for the second time ever recently, and it got better on the second viewing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen all of Tarantino's movies. The only ones I could tell you I've seen were Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Django, I already said that. The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay,
And the Kill Bill movies. Those
So
are the
you're
only
pretty
ones I've
much
seen.
just missing Jackie Brown and
Inglourious Bastards, right?
Glorious Bastards, and technically From Dusk Till Dawn.
I was about to say From Dusk Till Dawn.
And
I've
True
seen From
Romance.
Dusk Till Dawn, but that's Robert Rodriguez.
It is,
right?
but Tarantino wrote it, so
He wrote it.
yeah.
Well, I know
and
he
True Romance with Christian Slater.
I have seen I have seen From Dusk Till Dawn though.
Cool.
That's good flick.
Yeah,
I
True
didn't-
Romance he didn't direct, but he wrote it.
He
so,
wrote
yeah.
it.
I haven't seen that.
He did write the one with Woody Harrelson. Damn it, I just forgot the name of it. Where they go around killing him and
him and the chick from Dusk Till Dawn.
yeah, and I can't think of the damn name of it now.
I know what you're
I have
talking
the
about.
soundtrack
Natural Born
too.
Killers.
Natural Born Killers. He wrote that, but he disowned that movie because he's like, Oliver Stone ruined my script.
That's funny. But Glisner says Almost Famous, theatrical or director's cut. Which one is best?
Glinzer, you know what? I'm trying to remember if I ever watched the bootleg cut. I have the Blu-ray of it, and I think I did, but I can't remember if I thought it was better or not, because normally I'm one of those where unless there's a real good reason for an extended edition to exist, they usually just feel like padding. I'll have to watch both of these back to back again to kind of see the difference, or because it's been a long time since I've actually viewed the theatrical cut since it first came out. I mean, I watched it quite a few times when it first came out, and it just it was just one of those movies I never really came back to that often, or I'd see a scene or something here and there on TV. But then, I think I did watch the bootleg cut, but that was years ago when it came out, so even that might be even close to 10 years now. So it's just one of those movies I haven't seen that many times to really remember enough. So my suggestion would go to IMDb or something like that and just check out the alternate versions and see if it sounds like something, unless you just want my opinion, in which case, Glinzer, I'll gladly give you my opinion when I get a chance to watch it. So just bug me again sometime, and I'll tell you. So I'm sure I'll watch it at some point here eventually. Death Proof. I forgot about Death Proof. Thank you, Tyrell.
Yeah, Death Proof.
Yeah. Well, and you could technically count
haven't seen
4
that
rounds,
either.
but it's I like Death Proof. A lot of people don't. I like it though. So, and honestly, now that I think about it, Death Proof is probably my least favorite of his. Well, yeah, it's probably my least favorite of his films. Django just took over at the second viewing, because first time I watched Django, I really didn't enjoy it, Runner, to be honest with you. I was like, I liked the first 2 hours, but then I'm like, okay, this is the first time they allowed this. There's 2 things about this movie that are wrong. Tarantino didn't have his regular editor, which is Sally Menken, who sadly passed away. And so that shows. And secondly, they indulged him way too much. It felt like that last portion where he goes back to the house is just like overkill to me. But the second time watching it, I had a little bit more fun with it. So, yeah.
By the house thing, you're talking about like the end, right?
Yeah, where he comes back again.
Yeah,
they get out of there and then he goes back. That part, see, to me, like the first Tim getting out of there was enough. Like him going back was. I
really like that scene.
But I changed my mind. See, that's what I'm saying. Like seeing it again, I'm like, nah, it works fine. I don't know what I was thinking the first time. I really don't. And it could have been, honestly, I was in this phase. Like I have hated, and I don't want to go on too much more of a diatribe, drag this out, but and this is all I'll say about it. I went through this phase for many, many, many years, since way back when he became famous, where I really hated Leonardo DiCaprio. Like the only 2 movies I would watch him in were Critters 3 and fucking Gilbert Grape. Like those are the only two movies I would even watch with him in it. And then he would slowly keep popping up in movies that I had to see or I wanted to see, and he slowly grew on me. And at that point, I think that was still that came out at a point where I was still in that right between the I hate him but now I'm starting to like him phase, because now he's slowly becoming one of my more favorite actors. It's sad, it's weird.
Okay.
But it's just because all the movies he's done lately have been just fucking golden. Outside of The Revenant. The Revenant I fucking hated.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
What about
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, man? I absolutely loved that movie.
What about Inception by Christopher
I
Nolan?
liked Inception. I
liked Inception.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's one of
my
the
favorite Nolan movie.
And it's another one. Like it really started around Catch Me If You Can. I got to this point where I'm like, I really can't keep hating this guy. He's in movies and he's playing parts I like. And then between that and The Departed and The Wolf of Wall Street, I'm like, motherfucker won me over with Wolf of Wall Street. Like that was it. Like
he does give a really good performance in that movie.
It is too, especially the scene that did it is where he's like, when he wrecked his car and he's like remembering the night totally differently than it really happened. That whole scene
The Wolf of Wall Street is one of those movies that I keep like it's in my list, and I keep like, I don't know, it just keeps escaping from me, but I need to watch that.
Runner, I'm gonna tell you what, if you find the time between now and next week, if you have it, do you have it, or you just?
No, I don't.
Okay.
The only Scorsese movie I think I've seen is Taxi Driver.
Oh, okay.
One. That's the only.
Did you enjoy it?
On Netflix. Oh yeah, I really liked it.
Okay, cool.
For some reason I didn't think it would be, because my friend watched it and he was like, yeah, it's really good. And then,
I like Taxi Driver. I'm not a fan of the ending, but yeah,
I could see why. But
it's just a personal thing. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Though.
I didn't think it would be as good as I thought it would be. I was like, yeah, that was really good. Like for some reason, like that, like the beginning part, I was just like, you know what, I'm hooked.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing though. If you get a chance to watch Wolf of Wall Street, do report back to me, because it's not the movie you'd think it is just from the presentation of it. It's a totally different movie than it's a movie I always recommend to people. I'm like, it's not the movie you think it is. Trust me. It's a more of a comedy than they presented in the trailers.
Yeah, they made it like when you see the trailer, it's not what you think it is at all, man. They made it out like it's something different almost.
They made it look like it was another Wall Street movie kind of thing,
yes.
And it's not. It's not. It's a comedy through and through. It's the probably one of the few comedies that Scorsese has ever made. It is hilarious. And
it is good. You should check it out, Runner, because you'd probably really, really would like it, and especially with Margot Robbie in there. So, because I know you're.
Yeah. So, she is hot. Man, yeah.
Yes. Oh, very.
Yeah. Well, I only found out who, I think it was Suicide Squad. Not a great movie, but when I saw that in the theater and I saw her as Harley Quinn, I was like, holy shit! Yeah, I like Margot Robbie.
Who doesn't?
That's the only. I think that's like the one, because I didn't know Tarantino at the time, but like that's the only fucking reason I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, because she was in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she's like hardly in it too, which is funny.
Yeah, it is.
I know, but yeah, that's the funny thing. She's hardly in it, but like the movie was really good overall.
Oh, it was my favorite movie of that year, and it's slowly becoming in the top 5 of the Tarantino movies for me. But I mean, that's the thing. It's so tough because all of his movies are so great for different reasons. And I mean, we should almost do one of these days, just do a whole Tarantino stream.
Yeah.
You finally finish
them. I need to watch all
his
movies.
Yeah, you're not too far from it. You just got to do Jackie Brown and really just Jackie Brown and
Death Proof,
Inglourious Bastards,
and Inglourious Bastards. Yeah. And Death Proof, yeah, you should do too, probably. I mean, I was going to just about to say, oh, you could get away without seeing that one, but it's still one of his movies, especially if you can get a hold of the extended proper cut of it. Because I mean, I like the Grindhouse version of it; it's fine, but the original to have the whole version of it is much better. Yeah.
Tom, I know you got to go, so I'm going to show you my last.
I'm not trying to rush us, but yeah.
No, that's okay. We've gone over a little bit. I like to usually keep it an hour. So.
Well, and I brought on I don't know how many titles tonight on accident.
I know, but that's okay, man. I like that. You guys have given me movies to watch, so I'm definitely going to have to check out Night Riders.
I pretty much showed every movie I got in the mail this week except for like 2. So there you go.
There you go. My last one is a VHS, the original Ghostbusters, which I just got out a year or so.
What's at the bottom? Let me see the bottom. It's an OG. Holy shit!
It's the original copy I found, and it's the
TDK even. Oh my god, that's a first run.
yes.
Holy shit!
I got it at a yard sale. These old people were selling it. This in an original copy of Alien.
Nice, dude.
So,
that is a hell, and that's in good shape, man.
Yes,
I wish
it is.
That looks
That's why
awesome.
I used to
I had
have
to
a
bring that
shit
up.
ton of plastic, like protective cases for VHS from when I had my video store. If I still had some, I'd totally send you some because I don't,
Yes.
use them anymore. But I don't. I threw them all out.
For this one.
I fucking threw them all out though, dude. But like, yeah, I would have totally sent you like whatever I had left. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah,
like, yeah, you need to put one on there, man. That's,
I definitely got. I want to preserve this one. The Alien one, the tape at the beginning is a little crinkled, which
taping's
me
the
off.
problem. Taping,
Yeah,
it's
but
the
this
cover
one is
and
perfect. This one is perfect. There's no crinkles, it's just a few nicks around the edge of the box, but it's like the original. So
VHS
I
are in that VHS are in that early aughts vinyl phase right now, where people were starting to get back into vinyl, but the vinyls that were worth money had nothing to do with the record unless they were some kind of misprint or something that was out of print. It was always the covers that were worth more. So that's the thing with like these VHSs, like the covers and stuff that are generally worth more than the actual film. Because you can get copies of the film everywhere,
exactly,
and much better copies. Yeah, unless there's something unique about them, it's just the cover that's kind of worth money. But that's really neat, dude. That was a hell of a nice find, man.
It was. I was, and I almost didn't get it because I'd got some. I got like Tales from the Dark Side series. And Alien and Earth Girls Are Easy, which was the original copy of Earth Girls Is Easy too, and Alien. And then I saw this right when I was walking out. I was like, "Is that original? Is that the original? Is that?" And I was like, "It's mine. It's mine." And it's $5 for 12 movies.
And I think even since it has that TDK stamp on it, that's like the very first run. I think.
Yeah.
Because they did it a few runs in that first, because it's a very big tape, and then there's like I don't know how many re-releases after it, but yeah, like them early Columbia ones with the fold-over covers, those are hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, they are
complete condition. Yeah.
So I was so happy to get that, and that one is probably the best condition I've ever found of like an old one like that. So I was so happy to have it, and I was saving that for the end because I know, you like Ghostbusters, I like Ghostbusters, and it's just neat. That was amazing. So
yeah, I love Ghostbusters too. I have the first and second on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Yeah, it comes with both movies. So yeah.
Yeah. So that was good, and it was a good night tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on. Great conversation, great movie recommendations, great physical media as always. I appreciate it, and if you guys are up for it, we'll do it again next week. If you guys are up for it.
Yeah, I also love the discussions we had.
Yeah, it was great because we had some good. I about said concussions.
Yeah, some different opinions, and that's the best part of the whole thing. Like the whole Dawn of the Dead thing. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. So I like that too. I mean, and we got in a nice little George Romero conversation too. So we got Knight Riders and
well, that was just an oddball. Because I just grabbed all my brand new movies, and then I realized I didn't have nobody with me when I got up here. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll just bring it up. Like it's a brand new movie. You know what it looks like. I mean,
yeah. But I have to check out Nobody too. I have been meaning to watch that. But I appreciate it, guys. And please, once again, subscribe to Runner and Tom at Midnight's Edge After Dark and Midnight's Edge Radio and Midnight's Edge. I have their links in the description. And I thank you to the chat. Glizner, Tyrell72, MJ Megajetty1, Eugene Rawls, Martin Acosta Santana, everybody, Christopher Burkall, and everybody else that I forgot. If I didn't say your name, I apologize. But thank you guys for coming. And as we close the show, I'll play you a little clip, and then that'll be it. And thank you guys once again for coming. Thank you, Runner. Thank you, Tom. And this was
see you guys next time.
Yeah, see you. This was a clip I was going to play last week, but I boomered it. So enjoy.
Where's your other hand? Between two pillows. Those aren't pillows. Ah! Ah!